One of the things I would suggest to you once we get started, what I've promised is that within 15 minutes, I will help somebody release a phobia, something that's troubled them maybe for a long time. And what I would like to invite you all to do is to take it in the top right-hand corner of your screen to click on speaker view so that you can see the whole close-up of the person that I'm working with. You'll get a much more powerful experience if you do that. So what I need right now is someone to volunteer who has a phobia. I see Elaine waving her hands about there. Is there anyone else as well as Elaine who has a phobia? I'm going to put on the gallery view just for a moment so I can see as many people as possible. Is there anyone else who has a phobia that they would like to work with? If not, it looks like it's you, Elaine. You and your pussycats. So, okay, let's begin then. So please use the speaker view so that you can see a nice close-up of Elaine or me when we're speaking. So, Elaine, tell me, you say you have a phobia with house cats. Is that
Yes.
right? How do you know? Oh, by the way, sorry, before we begin, I just want to make it very clear to everyone that a phobia isn't, although we think of it as bad, it's actually perfect. It's your body working perfectly, doing what it's designed to do, which is keep you alive and keep you safe. And a phobic reaction is such a violent reaction, it needs that to get you out of the way of whatever it is that might harm you. So one of the things I'm absolutely not interested in is taking away a phobia. And so I make no attempt to do that because one day it could well save your life. So let's keep that understanding. What I'm going to offer you is an opportunity to have a different reaction from the one that you don't want to have every single time you see a little pussycat. Is that okay?
Yes.
Good. So tell me, how do you know it's a phobia?
Based on what I understand a phobia to be, it's when you're terrified and it's crippling.
So what happens to you if a pussycat were to walk into the screen right now? What would happen?
I would look away.
Okay.
It's hard for me to look at them.
Good. You've given me all the information I need. Now, listen, I can see that you've got a wonderful imagination. Marvelous, because that's just what we need right now. Here's what I'd like you to do. Did you ever have an experience that you can remember with a cat that set up this terror you have?
No.
You have no memory of it. Okay, it doesn't matter. You don't need to. But here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to use your imagination, and I'd like you to imagine that you're sitting in a cinema and there's nobody else in the cinema except Elaine. And you can see her sitting over there. She's right in the middle of the cinema, and you're sitting on the edge of the cinema looking at her, and she's watching a film. And the film she's watching is of Elaine going through an experience with a cat. But don't worry, you don't have to see it. Because here's what's going to happen. I want you to imagine you're at the side of the cinema looking to all the seats in the cinema from the side. So you can see Elaine over there, and she's looking either that way or that way at the screen. You can't see the screen, only she can see the screen.
Okay.
And what she's going to do, she's going to watch a film of Elaine and the film starts when Elaine is relaxed, happy, fine, nothing's going on. And then what's going to happen is she's going to watch the film forward in black and white. And at the moment when the scary bit happens where a cat gets involved, that part's blanked out. So she doesn't actually see it. All she sees is a couple of blank frames flashing. And then it gets to the part where it's all over and she's fine and she's safe. So the film starts when she's safe. The film finishes when she's safe. The scary bit in the middle is blanked out. We know it's there, but... Okay, so you're watching her watching the film. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And she's not going to be terrified by that film because it starts safe, she's fine. It ends safe, she's fine. So here's what happens is she watches the film start in black and white and it runs through to the end when she's safe again. Then you, who's sitting here watching, you're going to go into the screen and you're going to become the actress in the film, who is Elaine, of course. And you're going to run the film backwards in colour. But all of this is going to happen at really very high speed. So it's almost like she's going to watch the film and it's going to start, it's going to go zip, and that's the end. And then you're going to step into the screen, turn it into colour. You're going to be Elaine, the actor in the film, and it's going to go zip backwards in colour right to the beginning when she's safe again. And then you're going to come back here and you're going to watch her watch the film again. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So here's what I want you to do. I want you to do a trial run pretty quick.
Because I didn't see anything, right?
Yeah.
Even when I was in the film, I didn't see anything.
Spot on. Perfect.
Okay.
The most important bit is to do it really fast. So what I want you to do now you know how to do it. I'd like you to do it again and see if you can do it in half the time this time.
Okay. See her, then see the film back. Okay.
Yeah. You got it? Excellent. So you're back here and she's still sitting over there waiting for the film to begin, right? So here's what I want you to do. I'd like you to do it once more. Remember, she watches the film forward in black and white, zip. You go into the film, run it backwards in colour, zip, and then you're back here. Really, really fast. So you're like Superman, really, or Supergirl. Okay?
Okay.
So go ahead and do it again. Fantastic. Do it faster this time. Nice. Even faster still. Hey, you're getting really good at this, aren't you? And again, faster. 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 And again. 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 You're doing this really well. Now, when you think of pussycats, if a pussycat were to walk across the screen now with its tail in the air, you know, like the way they do when they walk across your keyboard, what would happen now?
Wow. I would have normally flinched when you even said that. And I didn't just flinch when you said that.
Can you really imagine a pussycat walking across the screen? And as it walks across the screen, you know the way it kind of goes and it turns and looks at you. What would happen?
Wow. Wow.
So now, here's what you have to do to test it, right? You have to call your nearest friend who has a cat and say, I'm coming round and don't lock the cat away. I want to try something out.
Wow.
And see what happens.
Wow.
Because pussycats are just like little tigers or little lions, really, aren't they? At least when a pussycat looks in the mirror, it probably sees a lion. You know that TV advert that does
Can
that?
you come to my friend's house with me?
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Wow. Nobody could ever tell me before to picture a cat doing anything and I not flinch.
Well done. Nice work. And look how fast you did it. Aren't you brilliant? Isn't she brilliant, everyone?
Wow.
Nice work, Elaine.
Thank you.
That took, didn't take 15 minutes, only took 10. Well, nice work.
That's 9, Bill.
9, was it? I wasn't counting, of course.
I have a question not for you, Bill. I have a question for Elaine.
Sure. Please go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you feel right now?
I feel different. I feel different. I feel calm, but it's not a normal calm. Like we've had people do some really beautiful meditations and I feel relaxed and calm. But right now, I feel a certain strength and calm, if it makes sense. So normally when somebody tells me, okay, see a cat, think about a cat, like when we were talking about it before, like I'm flinching, I feel like I have more weight to my, now listen, I'm a female who's sensitive, but I feel like I have a little more weight to my body right now. Like I feel stronger, calm, but I feel stronger. It's amazing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Elaine.
I'm delighted to hear that.
Wow.
Actually, I can see the image of a very close friend of mine, a colleague of mine called Javier Canal, who is in Madrid. Javier, bienvenido, amigo. Javier is an extraordinary practitioner of NLP, a trainer of NLP, and one time he cured me of a phobia. We were doing an exercise, and I had to. Nobody in the group had a phobia, so I said, "Well, I'll have a phobia. I'll have a phobia of heights." And I imagined having a phobia of heights, and I did such a good job. I really did have a phobia of heights. I was terrified. And Javier saved me. He did the process very similar to what we just did with Elaine. And thank goodness I don't have a phobia of heights anymore. So gracias, amigo. Thank you, Javier. I just wanted to introduce Javier because he's a remarkable trainer.